So now next, let's take another problem. Actually, a similar type of problem. A similar type of problem. I mean, where I will have a substring again, but here it will be little bit difficult. For example, let's take an example. Something like I have a language, something like this. W belongs to 0, 1 star, such that X has substring again, but here now the substring length I have increased. For example, say 0, 1, 1, 0. So the idea is almost same. That means I can design say for example say 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0 will be accepted because I have a 0, 1, 1, 0, right? And if this type of substring is not present, obviously the string should be rejected. So question is that how we can design the string. You see, as we have seen in the previous case, that we will, since we are considering about 0, 1, 0 as a substring in the in the string that of the language, so I must have a dedicated path for 0, 1, 0. That means in the same way, for accepting a string having substring 0, 1, 1, 0, we must have a dedicated path for 0, 1, 1, 0. That means if we are thinking that we are somewhere in state q0, and suppose this is the final state, initial state, and we must have a dedicated path for this. So if we get 0, maybe this 0 is the first character of the substring that we are looking for. So obviously I will try to go, the machine will try to change its state towards the final state, right? So it will go to q1, suppose. Fine. And now if I get 1, if the machine get 1, so still we can hope that maybe I'm getting the substring, right? Similarly, after this one, if I get a 0, I'm sorry, not 0, I have a 0, 1, 1, 0. That means uh, it should be 1, a dedicated path for 1. Q3 and a dedicated 0, Q4. You see, if somehow I'm able to reach in this Q4 state, it means surely I have encountered this 0, 1, 1, 0 in a proper order. I mean, exactly in the order, the 0, 1, 1, 0 order I have seen, unless it is not possible to reach over here. That means I have already seen this substring. So now after getting the substring, whatever combination of 1 and 0 encounters doesn't matter for me. That means should be the final state also, and whatever 1 and 0 come after this doesn't matter, it should be accepted. So this is now a very plain, very straightforward, but still the job is not end. The reason is that we have not yet completed all the options for the other states. That means we have considered 0, fine, but what about 1? What about if we are here and the string starts with 1? Like previous example, we must have our self loop for 1. So that means you can assume a situation something like I have a number of 1, 1, then 1, then 1. Suppose because of this 3, 1, I will remain in Q0. I'm watching actually. The machine is actually waiting till it get a 0. That may be the first character of the substring that the machine is looking for. And suppose then I have got a 0. The machine has seen a 0. Fine. That may be the, maybe this is the 0 for which the machine was looking for. So machine will change its state from Q0 to Q1. Fine. Now after this, what can happen? It can happen something like I have got another 0. If the machine see another 0, then the still finding 0, 1, 1, 0 is possible, because maybe the machine was wrong. This 0 that machine was thinking is the first character of the substring is not true. Maybe this 0 is the first character. It's possible, right? So that means the machine should not change its state or go somewhere else from Q1 till it is not getting a 1, right? That means because of this first 0, when the machine is changing state from Q0 to Q1, for all other zeros, I mean if I have n number of zeros over here, the machine should remain in the Q1 state, because machine is now waiting for the second character, that is 1. As soon as machine will get a second character 1, then yes, maybe this 1 is the exactly the second character of the substring, maybe. So what will happen? Machine will change its state from Q1 to Q2. Fine. Now after this one, I have two situations possible. I can have a 1. If I get a 1, then this 1 can be the third character of the substring. Then it's good. This is what actually we are looking for. The machine is looking for. But instead of 1, if it is 0, then the assumption that this 0, 1 was the 0, 1 that the machine has visited is basically this 0, 1 of the substring is lost, because 0 then 1 then 0 is not possible, at least this is for sure. But this 0 can be the first character of the substring, right? Right? That means when you are in Q2 and if you get a 0, then obviously the previous two assumptions must become nullified. But the new assumption can be the 0 that I have just seen is the first character of the substring 0, 1, 1, 0. In that case, if it is true, if my assumption is true, then after this 0, I must have a 1. Right? I'm sorry, I must have a 0 over here. I must have a, if my assumption is correct, then after this 0, I must have a 1. So that means from Q2, I should not go back to Q0 again. Because in that case, what will happen? Because if I change from Q2 to Q0, what will happen? If I get a 0, then to get a 1 over here, it's not possible. We have to go through this one, but this is not true. I have already seen this 0, the first character, then I have seen 1 again, this one, the second character of the substring. And then, and maybe it is also possible that after this 0, I have many more zeros again. So I'll remain in Q0, fine. So this is the first zero. Every time we are changing our mind, that maybe the last zero that we have seen in the whole in this part is basically the first character of the substring. And then if I get a 1, then I will come in Q2 again. And now if I get a 1, then yes, the first 3 character already I have seen. So we are very close to our solution maybe. But after this one, as soon as I'll get this one, what will happen? The machine will change state from Q2 to Q3. So on seeing this one, machine is now Q3. Now only one symbol is required right now, that is 0. If I get a 0, then that means surely I have seen 0, 1, 1, 0, and I don't need to care about the other part of the string. But I can see a 1 also. Unfortunately, if I get a 1, then the entire assumption that 0s, 1, 1, previous 2, 3 characters was the part of the substring was lost, should be lost. So when machine will see this third one, the machine will understand that, oh, there is no way to think or hope that I have seen some characters of the substring. I have to go back to the beginning of the procedure, and I have to wait for a 0 again because my substring starts from 0. So that means if on Q3, if the machine see a 1, then there is no other way, it has to go to this Q0 state for this one, because it has to start checking from the beginning. It has to start waiting from the beginning for a 1. I mean, maybe I have number of 1s, and it will continue within the Q0 as if we are just trying to find out the first 0, and when I will find a 0, I will go in Q1, and then maybe, I mean, I hope you can understood that if I get 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, I will remain on Q0. Now that means this changes of the state from to previous state, I mean going back to previous state, this feedback line will become much more complex as the length of the substring will increase, because as soon as length of the substring will increase, the probability of making mistake or taking wrong assumption will increase. In that case, the number of feedback line will become complex and will also increase. Right. So in this way you can think about designing a DFA of this type of question where you have to solve, you have to accept those strings having some particular substring within it.